Izzy, right here. Congrats on the win. You said earlier this week you were going to make light work of Derek Brunson this evening. Do you feel you accomplished that goal?
Yeah, pretty much. Joe said Paul gave me an A+. It was a B- because there was some things I was trying to get done early on in the fight that I wasn't able to establish, like my jab. Yeah, it was light work though. Like I said, a stroll in the garden or a walk in the garden.
You feel that way?
Yeah, I feel that way, but I'm the best fighter. I want to prove I'm the best fighter. My ego, like I've told maybe some of you reporters, I said my ego was what drove me here because I knew I'm the best striker in the world, but I've seen too many street fights, too many situations end up on the ground, like 80% of street fights. And I always feel, I never want to feel vulnerable in any situation. I never want to feel like another guy can have me, So, yeah, my ego was what drove me here. And a lot of guys, a lot of guys won't even dare step in here. Like a guy like James Toney had balls to step in here in the octagon and do work, So I had to take time, learn the craft of MMA, grappling, immerse myself in it. And that's all behind the scenes. So everyone that's picking against me, I can understand, I forgive you. For you don't know what you do, But hey, this is not striking, this is not jiu-jitsu, this is not boxing, this is MMA, the UFC. I think this is the pinnacle of combat sports. So if you want to prove not just the best boxer, not the best kickboxer, the best jiu-jitsu guy, if you want to be the best fighter in the world, this is where you prove it.
And just to start walking through the fight a little bit, at the beginning, you guys got separated. You were yelling out. Was Derek grabbing your shorts at that point?
If you, on your first exchange, when you come at me and first thing he does is grab my shorts blatantly, and I kind of side looked or felt like, did Herb see that? He didn't see that. All right. And the second time was so blatant. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Come on. Like if he's doing that so early on, he wasn't ready. He wasn't prepared. He was just clutching at straws, if you will. He's just like, oh shit. He's panicking from the get-go. I already knew. Anytime he saw me outside of with cameras and stuff, he started talking shit. I'm like, dude, just save your energy. Don't worry, I'll see you tomorrow. But he was already panicking, so I knew he was gonna come at me.
Yeah, and do you feel like you proved a lot by, you stopped a ton of his takedown his takedown attempts?
I've been stuffing takedowns behind the scenes. I've been stuffing takedowns in all my UFC. Excuse me. Whew, pizza's coming up. In all my UFC fights, I've been stuffing takedowns, and yeah, I really, even the first one, because my wrestling coach Andre, he's a lot smaller than him, a lot sharper, so he came at me at a different frame rate. So Derek came at me at the slowest frame rate. I was just like, I was so surprised. I was like, oh, I was surprised that like he grabbed me, kind of how I got grabbed with the elbow. I went at him with just a different speed. So his takedown, his shot was so slow, so slow. And after that, I felt him against the cage. When he was on me, I turned him away. I spun around on him, but I felt I didn't really like the position I was in, so I let him turn me back. I let him, by the way. And then, yeah, I just did whatever I want after I broke away.
And then just last thing for me, what do you think happens next? Dana was just up here. He says they have an idea. Do you know anything on the inside here?
Right, let me bring up my case notes. So, you have before the fight, I wouldn't tell a lot of you guys this. I didn't want to say like, oh, I want, Chris Weidman was the only guy I felt if he won, even in lackluster fashion, but if he won in spectacular fashion, he would be the guy next in line. That's how I felt. But now that didn't happen, you have Jacare, who has lost to both Kelvin and Robert. Who wants to see that again? Come on, no one wants to see that again. So you go. Who else now? Jared. Jared, he did well tonight. I didn't really see the fight, so I wasn't sure if it was a back and forth or if it was an ass whooping. But I know he did well tonight in the third round, but I got mine done in the first round, so yeah, I leapfrogged that. And then you have Yoel, didn't make it, unreliable. Rockhold, and also he missed weight. Yoel doesn't make weight all the time, so that's unreliable. Rockhold, he makes weight, but same thing, pulls out, unreliable. Pull-out game strong. Who else do we have? You need something fresh, like something that just makes sense, like, a trans-Tasman rivalry. You've got the Aussies. If he wins, what's up, Guns? If he wins, Robert, if he wins against Calvin, even if he doesn't, if Calvin wins, we can still do it. Mexicano versus the Kiwi, the black Kiwi, the Niger boy. But if Robert wins, it just makes so much sense to do it in Auckland, Spark Arena. Because when I talked to Dana, like, after my last fight, he said, "Yeah, I want to make some crazy money," and I was like, "Yeah, so let's make some crazy money," and it makes sense. Rankings also, people say, "Oh, but the rankings, the wisdom of the rank. Who makes the rankings?" Can someone tell me who makes the rankings? Have you guys ever fought before?
Yeah.
Any of you? What? Oh, this is all. Oh no, he did it. No, he did it. Come on, man. Like, so, fuck ranking. I can swear here. Fuck rankings. All that shit doesn't make sense. It makes sense. Yeah, feel you. Testify. Woo. But what makes sense is what the people want to see, and the people want to see me. They don't want to see the same old dance, the same old shit, the same old guys who've had chances after chances at title shots. You know, I got told today I'm the only guy 4 fights in 2018 and winning, the only guy in the UFC. So that's an achievement unlocked. And come on, who else can you see? So he has his ideas. I know Dana can be persuaded. You know, people can shift. They can make the people. They're the ones. So the people, if you want to see me, just let it be known, and they'll bend to your will.
Up here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Early in the exchange, you threw the question mark kick on the lead side. He wagged his finger. Later you threw the question mark kick from the rear side, and that's kind of started the downfall. Was that
the second one?
Was that when you saw the finger? You're like, "Oh, I'll show you," kind of a thing.
So the first one, I didn't set it up enough. Like, for people, you have to you have to slow cook them. Mm-hmm. So I think I did what I wanted to do to set it up. I have many ways to set it up. So I did what I wanted to do to set it up, and I threw it too early. I should have listened to my coach, because he even said, like, "Chill, champ, chill," you know? And he wagged his finger because it brushed off his shoulder, and then eventually he ran to my knee. And the second one was like a 4x2, so I hit him with the question mark kick and a punch straight away, and the punch was what dropped him, but the question mark kick was what distracted him. Would have rocked him as well, because he was already on jelly legs. He was doing the Dougie the whole time, from like, I don't know what time it was in the round, but he was doing the Dougie for about a minute and a bit. And I don't rush. Like I said, I'm not a bum like him. I don't bum rush. You saw how he fought Whitaker. He just bum rushed him. I don't do that. A lot of guys in the UFC, they hurt a guy, they smell the blood in the water, they just, and then they gas out. I pick my shots like a surgeon. I look, and I wasn't even hitting him hard. I was just touching him. All I want to do is touch him. I should say pause, but I'm going to say play. Fuck that. All I want to do is just touch him, and eventually they'll fall. Just touch the chin. Everyone. I told him, drop the chin or I will, and I did.
Great. Thank you.
Over here. So to clarify with the rankings, you can see on UFC.com the list of the media members who do actually comprise the rankings panels. Okay. So you can name and shame whoever you dislike.
I'll look at
on
that, and I want to see. I'll look on YouTube. I'll Google them. What I want is like someone, say maybe retired fighters or people who are actually involved in the sport in the physical sense, who have been immersed in it, who have actually been in there, or in some sense, not in just maybe on the mat, in the ring, in any other cage. But if you're like someone who just doesn't really know much about the sport, and you start deciding like, oh, well, this guy's better than this guy. I think this guy's what? Doesn't make sense. It's like the judging of MMA is getting better. Like I think they still use some boxing guys, but at least they're learning. They're learning the game now and not realizing like, oh, just because he's on top, he's winning. Oh, he's pressing forward, he's winning. You know, it's evolving. This is a new sport. This has only been around since 1993, so that's really small in the larger scale of things. But yeah, I'll look that up. I will. Thank you for the plug. I appreciate that.
My question, were you actually really mad about the short grab? You flipped him off. You're yelling at ref.
He's cheating. That's cheating. And he said to ref, only did it once. He did it twice. Watch the tape. Literally, watch the tape. He did it the first thing he did. When he shot, he grabbed on my right side. And I just felt like, okay, Herb didn't see that. I kind of glanced. And then the second time was just so blatant because he's panicking. He was scared. I was just, I need to take this guy down. And thing is, I kind of half hope he did. I wanted him to just half hope, like, so I can just show him what was up. And then when I sweep him, show him what my top game's like. Because a lot of these guys keep thinking, oh, he's just a kickboxer. The smart ones, only the smartest coaches would have been watching for a long time. They would have been seeing what I'm doing. And they would have been like, okay, this guy's getting better. And he said on something, I can't even remember, a story, or it's one of you guys' story. I just happened to see it. He said, oh, I see him beat Brad. I thought, he can fight okay. Who's okay now? Who's skinny now? Huh? You got bodied by a skinny nigga. What you mean?
Congrats.
Guns.
What's up, baby? How are you, man? We spoke earlier this week. You had gone to the Knicks game. You were all about Madison Square Garden. Describe the atmosphere and coming in here and dominating in front of New York City, obviously worldwide, but still it's Madison Square Garden. Describe that atmosphere and how good it feels to get that victory.
Yeah, it was dope. For me, when I pick my walkout track, I pick something that I've been vibing with lately, something that puts me in a groovy mood. And nothing's groovier right now than Smile Bitch by Lil Duval. That shit just got me in the mood. I thought I'm just gonna walk out, I'd be head down. And as soon as I walked out, I just remember like, oh my what? Oh. And I just came out. I was feeling myself. And then his track was dope as well by Lil Wayne. Like, yo, so he helped me out with that one. Played yourself. But yeah, I just felt, and even in the cage, he was trying to look at me and start. I could read what he was doing. He's like, he came in, ran past me, kind of glanced a little bit, and then when he got to his other side, as he's like, okay, I'm gonna look at him now. I'm gonna stare at him. Whoever looks away first. I'm just like, and I lull him into a little soft thing with, it's like smize. I just made him look into my eyes and just hypnotize him a little bit, and then just hypnotized him, and then he just kind of like got shook. Then Bruce Buffer came in, and I just did my thing. But yeah, I love the vibe, man. It was beautiful. Like after the fight, when it was done, I always wait till it's done. You know, I hit the shaku shaku and then the guara guara. Then I give him a little gallop, and I just soaked it all in. I chased that dragon. That's like since my debut and my first fight. Every time like you do something crazy, people roar, and it just fuels your energy. It just fuels your soul, and it's just like. Eventually, one day all this shit's gonna go away, and I'll be okay with that. Don't get me wrong. I can go cold turkey anytime, but I love that shit, man. Honestly, it was so beautiful, just soaking that atmosphere. So, I'm still gonna go home. Where it really dawns on me is in the shower when I have my first shower, because that's when you're alone with your thoughts, and then you get to like just. Oh, and next time, can you put me in a better hotel, please, or a better room? Because that last time in Vegas, I was at the Park MGM. I got the best suite. Adjacent to my coach's, like a connecting joint, and the shower was like, yo, I said so much room for activities. It was so big, I could just run around, do laps, and that was fun. I just laid on the floor and let the water run all over me, and that was really good just to meditate and just chill in there and just breathe and soak it all in. So yeah, I'm gonna do that in the shower anyway, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I love the vibe. And yeah, I'll see. Sometimes I get itchy feet, itchy knuckles, and we'll see what happens.
Just quickly, a name that you didn't mention yet, Anderson Silva. What do you think about a potential fight against Anderson Silva? Obviously, he's a legend of the game. Is that something that would appeal to you?
It's normal. It's normal, you know. Yeah, Anderson, he got the suspended, got lifted, so he back. But I already called him out, kind of like they say, work till your idols become your rivals. And if not watching him at UFC 90, I've already seen him on the DVDs, but the first one I watched on pay-per-view live was UFC 90 when he dismantled Patrick Cote with just so many different styles and different moves, and then like tentakinesis, this brain is his knee out, and like that was amazing. That made me like, if a skinny black guy can do this and just have this run, I'm a skinny black guy. I can do this and have this run. And from fight number 4, I just knew I'm gonna be the best at this. I already knew. So that fight interests me, but. You know, we don't have to. It's something I don't have to do if I don't want to do it, because, man, my man's great. Leave him alone. Yeah, let him be great.
Meteoric rise is what comes up a lot earlier with Dana, and very intelligent when you speak, both, you know, with your trash
I do some
talking.
dumb shit, though. I do some dumb shit, trust me. I just
Trash
keep it on the
talking
low.
as well as your fight IQ. What do you see your marketing ability in regards to moving forward with, you know, Derek Lewis getting a Popeyes shout out?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself branching off into that with sponsors, I should say?
Well, we're in New York, and the New York Stock Exchange says Styles is all the way up, all the way up. All the people that said no, which one's on? Is that red one? Everyone that said no, everyone that said, he's not what we're looking for, everyone that said, maybe later, maybe, you know, the price is quadrupling every single fight. So you're gonna fucking pay. Pay me, fuck you.
Thanks, guys.